Okay.
All right.
So here we've got all the information we need to begin entering the program. Remember that this area, the documentation, I can type in notes. I can fill in that with setup notes. It's very helpful. I can also attach to this pictures. Yeah. I can attach movies, and I can attach other Word documents by tapping this and then browsing for a file. Those also become very helpful to recall information visually about this setup that will help the operator get the machine tooling loaded, get any special work stops attached to the machine, and generally make it easier for him to change over to this job. Once I'm done filling in, I hit my pink arrow key and I get to my program entry screen. This is the area, the green box, the light green box, is where I begin filling in my program. If I want to go back to any tooling information here that I've entered on my previous screen, I can hit my magnifying glass. But that will let me recall this screen where I filled in tooling information. But to enter in my segments here, I add a line at a time, a segment at a time, by using this key. This key would allow me to delete any segments that I no longer need over in the green window. And this key allows me to place the cursor on the line below where I want to add a line, and then it will move the two existing lines apart and insert a fresh line in between them. So these three keys allow me to enter things about the segment into the box. I'm going to use, in most cases, the insert a fresh segment key, and I will put in this case, only one radius, one segment. I need to tell it the radius in inches, so I tap on the radius column and I enter 10 inches. Oops, I made a mistake. To make a correction, I tap the box again, clear it, I type in 10 inches, and OK. Now, it's always going to give me this segment 1 too short for roller spacing, because all I've given it is a radius. I've not given it an angle yet. So to get rid of that little alarm, I must go to my angle, and I'll fill in a simple 90-degree bend. Oops, clear, I made a mistake. 90, and yeah. Now I should see the segment appear. If I want to add more segments to it, I use my insert a segment again to build each of the sequence of steps in the order that they're going to appear on the drawing. So, if I wanted to add a straight line segment, I'll push that again. On a straight line, all I need is a length. And let's say the length is maybe 20 inches. Yeah?
That'd be too long.
I know. What I'm going to do is delete it back out after we're done. I want to give you some information to go on for me. And let's make a little roll bar, for instance. Let's go and put another 10-inch radius here. Yeah. And an angle, again, it told me that the angle was missing, so I tap the angle and I put another 90-degree angle here. And now that's how I make a series of segments. Yeah. But for this example, I'm going to delete segment 2 and segment 3. So I put my cursor here. Oops. Here. That was okay. I'm going to put my cursor on the line I want to delete, touch it. It'll ask me, are you sure? I'll say yes. Yeah. Now I delete one more. I delete the second sequence there. Are you sure? Yes. And now I have what we want to run. Only one 90-degree segment, one 10-inch radius. So at this point, extended data would allow me to do things like check whether I'm going to start the material from the left or the right side of the rollers. When the button is red, it means I'm going to be placing my material on the right side of the rollers when I do an initial infeed. If I turn this green, that means the material would enter the machine from the left. For our example, we're going to enter from the right. Also remember that if we want a very smooth transition from the beginning and end of the arc to the straight segments, I would put in a rollout to straight percentage. And the thing that works best, I think, is 25% in both the start and the end on our rollout. Yep. That's pretty much all I have to do on this extended data from one part to the next. Everything else you won't need. So I hit my pink advance button there, and at this point I'm ready to run.
If I may ask you that, John, so what will be? Do we need to put length of those straight?
No,
you don't
do
have
not.
To. You
do not. But if you choose to, and the reason why I do not is because the flat calculated length that it will give you will be somewhat longer than need be, because you're adding straight sections in when it knows that there's already going to be a straight at the end of the arc anyway, and the beginning. So the best thing to do, if it's just an arc by itself, don't put any straight sections in on either side. Yeah. So at this point, we're ready to go to run. We push our run key, and we turn our automatic box to green. We also want to make sure that our pump has been started, and now we physically place the material in the machine and hit our cycle start. Yep. So we'll go over and get our block if you want to stop it.